there's unfortunately, sadly, a lot of people that look up to you. They're
That is
younger.
a horrible thing. But life is a nightmare.
Yeah. If you were to give them advice, young folks, people in college, maybe even high school, but people in their 20s, about what to do with their life, whether it's career, whether it's just life in general, what would you say?
Ignore everyone. Make a few good friends. Truly have honest conversations with yourself about when do you feel the most alive? Figure that out. When and how do you feel the most alive?
Yeah.
Figure that out. Try to figure out a job or a career that can replicate that feeling. Don't listen to anyone. Don't listen to your parents. Don't listen to the gurus on the internet. Don't listen to me. Don't listen to anyone. Figure out, where you feel the most alive. Where do you feel excited? Where does your pulse quicken? What do you feel matters? When you're in a situation, do you feel like it matters? What situation was that? What got you excited? What thing did you walk into where you looked around and were taken back and you're like, wow, this is amazing. And I'm filled with awe. If you can figure out a life where you can excite yourself, you might not use drugs or alcohol or a sex addiction or gambling or irresponsibility. You might not have to get your fucking kicks in very destructive places if you can get them in a productive place.
Well, you had a pretty weaving life that's full of mistakes and so on.
Many mistakes.
Are mistakes a bug or a feature? Like, do you recommend embrace the mistakes, make a bunch of them?
Depends what they are, right? So,
well, you've had the full spectrum.
I've had a lot, but a lot of mine could have sunk me.
Right.
Like, they sound like fun when I talk about them, but they actually could have sunk me. And they were all part of what made me funny, but I don't know. I would never tell anyone else to just light their life on fire and hope it works out on the other end. It would be pretty irresponsible. But hey, at the end of the day, it's like, I think one of my themes is that there's too much. We give the power. We think we have the power of choice has been elevated in our society to an unhealthy degree. I think people are I think you could get really good at something, but you're born with a certain aptitude. It might be to be a deal maker. It might be to be an athlete. It might be to be an artist. It might be to be a romantic and just fall in and out of love, in and out of love, in and out of love. It might be to be like a world traveler. But whatever you are, I think you are. I think that there's something about you that makes you something. And if you can figure it out and then refine, you're not going to be good at it per se, but if you're an athlete, it might not mean that you're going to be a great athlete in the history, but it might mean you're the best coach anyone's ever had, or you're the person that, builds a local scene for young athletes or whatever. If you are a really good deal maker, it doesn't mean you're going to be Warren Buffett, but it might mean you're somebody who enjoys making deals all the time and things like that. Like, if you're an entertainer, it might mean that you are an entertainer. It might mean that you are in the world of entertainment because you love it so much that if you lack the skill set to really pursue it on a degree, you just want to be like, there's a thing inside of you that makes you what you are. I think I look at certain people and I go, you were born to be that thing.
Mm-hmm. And the whole purpose is to find it.
I was a juror on that murder trial in Long Island, and the woman who's the DA, I'm like, you were born to do this. You were born to put murderers away, and this guy killed the mother of his children. I mean, he's a bad guy, but I was like, you are really good at what you do. She has a strong belief in whatever her moral code is and what her justice and ethics are, and she wants to communicate that to people. She was very good at doing what she did. I don't know the facts of the case. I didn't really listen. He seemed guilty, so I just voted guilty. But I didn't really listen to her, but I heard the shape of her mouth was very bovine, like a cow, and it conferred a certain level of expertise that I enjoyed.
Well, it's funny. I mean, you could see you're half joking.
Yes, but
you can often see that people they found their place, they found their role,
they found their thing.
They found their thing, and that's kind of the purpose of life. And once you are in a place that seems sticky, like the place that seems right, That's one of the problems with the generation that you're speaking to, is there's always a feeling like I should keep exploring, but it's okay to stay in a place that you found that works.
Yeah, and listen, sometimes the best place you'll find is like when people are like, when did you feel really excited and alive? It's like doing nothing.
Right. Yeah.
You know? Like that's the other thing. It's like some people are going to be like, I feel really excited and alive when I'm laying in my backyard in a hammock.
Yeah.
And I just want to have the simplest life and not have to do much. And I don't like doing anything. And I love laying around and going, wow, the sky looks good today.
Yeah.
Bill Gates goes, the sky looks good today. Let's shoot a missile into it. He wants to do shit, right?
Yeah.
So it's like in between that and nothing is you can find something.
But in that process, for you personally, I mean, for me and for others, I think there's a struggle. When Tim Dillon looks in the mirror, do you love yourself or do you hate yourself?
Well, a lot of times I think I'm Amy Schumer, so I'm confused. I'm a detente with myself all the time. I don't love myself or hate myself. Addicts have a very bad problem where you can't just fall in love with yourself and you can't hate yourself. Both of them lead you to a negative place. Yeah. You try to stay kind of even keel. I don't go like, hey, man, you put out a video, you got all these views, things are great, you sold a bunch of tickets, let's fucking go out. And like, maybe hey, man, let's have that drink that you've been waiting for 11 years. And I don't look at myself and go, you ate a burger yesterday, you're a piece of shit, you're horrible, you'll never, get into the shape you want. Like, I try not to get too low or too high. Both of them are not good from my particular mind.